So, jetzt gehen wir einfach in unser Zimmer. Ab in unser Zimmer mit uns, da müssen wir jetzt hin. Ich weiß wieder nicht, wo es hochgeht. Wir drehen eine extra Runde, so. Juhu, klauen wir wieder Sachen. So, gegen Erschöpfung. Das ist das Richtige? Ja. Bringe die Mediziner Dorothy Crane im Patientenzimmer. Okay, Dorothy Crane. Jo, wir machen wirklich Quests. Yay! Damit. Okay.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls.
Es wäre jetzt lustig, wenn jetzt so ein bisschen noch Doktor spielen wird,
to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Dr. Bibber.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Krankheiten verringern die Blutqualität eines Bürgers. Verwende die richtigen Medikamente, um ihn zu heilen. Sprich mit dem Patienten im Zimmer hinter Dorothy, um seinen Gesundheitszustand zu kontrollieren. Ach, der Mortimer! Mensch, da waren wir
Good
doch
evening, Mr.
schon.
Goswick. How are you?
Der Morty Boy. Drücke E, um den Gesundheitszustand zu
Do you need any
kontrollieren.
help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Okay.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'll let you get some rest, then.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, haben wir gemacht. Ach ja, die Mutter, die da so besonders speziell ist. Bedenke, dass die Blutanwendung... Ja, ich...
With you at our side, Dr. Reed, I know that Pembroke will prevail and survive this epidemic.
Eigentlich haben wir auch noch nicht mit ihr gesprochen.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Ach, Mäuschen.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes, and it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reed. Strange and ancient beings that were here before this island even had a
Ich
name.
bin eigentlich ein ziemlicher Fan von ihr. Ich mag sie.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why
Von dem
him?
trinkt sie ja.
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Ich weiß es nicht, ob ich andere verwandeln kann, ehrlich gesagt.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Okay. Ach, der Typ ist ja oben.
Please, Jonathan, come in.
Ja, ich weiß, der Abschied war super.
Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its
To be or
boundaries, the
not
less
to
we're
be.
able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
Der Eddie!
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Dann sprich. Obwohl, warte, ich will noch mal rein. Erstmal muss ich dich ein bisschen beklauen. Hier ein Warnbrief. Sehr geehrter Dr. Swansea, hiermit fordere ich Sie über meine starken Zweifel bezüglich Dr. Thoreau Strickland und dem Fall von Harvey Fiddick. Fiddick wurde nach einem schweren Arbeitsunfall eingeliefert. Wenn man ihn nicht angemessen behandelt, läuft er Gefahr, seinen Arm zu verlieren. Dr. Strickland behauptet, ein medizinischer Eingriff könnte den Arm des Mannes komplett heilen. Ich fürchte, dass Komplikationen ihn den Arm kosten könnte. Unser junger Kollege ist ein kühner, experimentierfreudiger Arzt, der in ein paar Jahren zu einem hervorragenden Experten reifen könnte. Doch noch fehlt ihm die Expertise, diese riskante Behandlung durchzuführen. Muss ich Sie an unsere frühere Verfehlungen erinnern? Da Dr. Strickland nicht auf mich hört, empfehle ich Ihnen, sein gefährliches Experiment zu unterbinden. So, das war's hier drin. So, dann schauen wir doch mal nach der zierlichen Frau.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Ach, das ist
Good
die.
evening, Dr.
Haha!
It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Okay.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
We both are afflicted with a thirst for blood, Lady Ashbury. That is our nature. By vocation, we also have reason to visit the hospital. Logic dictates.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test.
Ja, das stimmt wohl.
When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Alles klar, dann gehen wir mal mit der guten Harriet reden.
It's safer here than anywhere else in the East End.
Nurses, bred with no respect. What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm,
Ich bleib
madam.
hier.
I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern.
Oh,
Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please,
erstmal
calm
nett.
down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman.
was?
You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse, or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
Wahrscheinlich.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call.
Vielleicht ist sie
One of
blind.
those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
Okay. Ich will erstmal
If I
damit
didn't know
reden.
better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
Oh, okay.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their
Okay.
legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
So, dann finden wir mal die Schwestern hier.
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them. Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough.
Okay.
Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes, Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no
Manchmal echt ein
intention
bisschen
of reporting you,
strange
Nurse
mit
Hawkins.
den
But are you
ganzen
aware of
Klischees
the
noch
risks?
zu
The
arbeiten.
rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her,
Ich
Doctor.
glaube, bei ihr kommen wir echt nicht
She's full
weiter.
of fanciful tales.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
I wonder why the Goswicks came here in the first place.
Simpletons, these nurses.
Wo sind die anderen? Ach, ich hab's auch auf der Karte, ich denke.
Good evening.
Da ist es doch.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
So.
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Okay.
Goodbye, nurse.
Dann
Call me
suchen wir
if
mal die
you
dritte
need
noch im
assistance.
Bunde. Da ist er.
Don't worry, we're safe.
We've dodged death so many times. Oswald, you can't just die like this.
Don't worry, we're safe.
Ich sehe sie doch da, ich habe sie gefunden, Mann. Jetzt mal gucken, wie ich da rüberkomme.
What must I do? Stay away!
Ach, die schon wieder.
It's a leech!
We're safe.
Au! Och komm, lass mich doch mal in Ruhe hier.
Bloody leech!
Alter! Wirklich.
Don't worry, we're safe. Don't worry.
No!
Watch yourselves! There's one of them! Gone up like kids! Filthy piece of shit!
Au. So, hier komme ich schon mal wenigstens runter. Was hat uns auch nichts gebracht.
It's locked.
So many times. Oswald, you can't just die like this.
Relax. relax. Don't worry, we're safe.
Ah, das macht mich kirre jetzt. Jemand sachdienliche Hinweise. Da geht's schon mal nicht lang.
It's locked, all right.
Don't worry, we're safe.
Okay, vielleicht von da hinten irgendwie. Nein!
There's one of them! Watch yourselves!
Au! Lass mich bitte in Ruhe. So. Komm schon. So. Ah!
This is an impressive knife.
Messer, 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 Messer. Messer? Oh, macht weniger Schaden. Schade.
There's a name engraved on the metal.
Ach so.
Clay. What kind of man puts his name on a knife?
Ist noch mehr? War noch mehr? Das will mich anscheinend definitiv nicht darüber lassen, habe ich so das Gefühl. Ach Mann.
I cannot enter.
Oh, really? Alles klar, wir versuchen da jetzt zurückzukommen. No, it's not.
Mine! I'll take it.
Au. Bitte lassen Sie das. Vielen Dank. Den Dash, ja, das habe ich jetzt ja erst neu entdeckt. Das mache ich jetzt auch. Gut, ich gehe jetzt erstmal ins Zimmer hoch. Das ist so ärgerlich, sie ist da unten und ich komme nicht hin.
Oswald, you can't just die like this.
Menno, Menno, Menno.
Fear and disgust on every street corner.
War das schon immer offen hier bei mir? Apparently. Okay. Was wir definitiv aufbrauchen, ist das hier. Sehr schön. So, das war auch der letzte Tag im Grunde genommen jetzt für mich. Also, ne, ich schlafe jetzt ja. Oh nein, es ist wieder irgendwas passiert. Obwohl, nee, wir haben den ja gesundet, also von daher ist ja alles gut. Glück gehabt. Glück gehabt. Schon wieder gedacht, wir haben irgendwie was falsch gemacht. So. Nach 3 Stunden reicht das jetzt auch. Ich danke euch ganz herzlich fürs Zuschauen. Und wir sehen uns sicherlich die Tage. Ansonsten wünsche ich euch einen wunderbaren Sonntagabend noch und einen guten Start in die Woche. Schlaft nachher alle gut und ja, auf dass die Woche kurz wird und nicht so anstrengend. Also bis dann, macht's gut, ciao.